Now tell me your favourite Anura.
Allan, I'd have to say of the white wines, probably I'd have to go with a Chardonnay Limited. It's one of my favourites. It's like asking which is the favourite of your children. It's very difficult always. I keep changing my mind. Of the reds, I'd probably say the Syrah Mavandre Reserve would be my favourite at the moment.
Okay. Well, talking of children, my privilege and pleasure to have met Jenny Bomer. Jenny is co-winemaker and co-owner of the Anura Wine Estate. Jenny, it's a family business, and I know you're very strong on mum and dad coming up on the farm, the kids being on the farm. Tell us about your family.
Well, Allan, the reason we bought the farm was so that our children could grow up on a farm. We've got two boys, Lance and Jake. Lance, the eldest, he's joining us on the wine estate at the moment. He's running things while we overseas on our marketing tour. And the youngest is Jake, and he's just started at university in Stellenbosch.
The rest of the family, it's not just humans. What else have you got?
My reputation as an animal lover follows me wherever we go all over the world. I'm crazy about animals. We have 2 dogs, only 2 at the moment, 2 cats. I always say we have 2 dogs, 2 cats, 2 horses, 2 cows, 2 children and a husband.
Now you're talking the world, and I know you've just been on a world tour and this is the last spot on that tour. What was the highlight on the tour, wine-wise?
I think the reception we've had to our wines has been really surprising, especially here in Thailand and in Korea, where we've just come from before we got to Thailand. The reception, people are not very familiar with South African wines, so people are really interested and wanting to taste them. And we've had a wonderful reception, which really makes you feel worthwhile having done such a long trip.
And Jenny, the launch this week, a little bit earlier in Bangkok, and you had an extremely good team of people there. What did you think of the Thai people that were there trying your wine for the very first time?
Well, as I say, the reception to our wines has been fantastic. We had a wonderful mix of people, restaurateurs, hotel managers, corporate people, business people, everyone very interested in all dying to get South African wines into Thailand.
Well, there you are. South African wine, Anura wine will be in Thailand in a very short while indeed. Jenny Bomer, thank you very much indeed. Thank you for being here in Thailand. Thank you for a wonderful wine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, just joining us is the other half, and it's a great pleasure to meet the co-owner, the co-winemaker. My welcome is to Timon Bomer. Timon, the word Anura, what made you come up with the name, and what does it mean?
Allan, on the property we have a natural wetland, and it's home for the African bullfrog and a number of small species of frogs. And we just felt it apt that we associate the property with this natural wetland, and Anura stands for General Classification of Frog, a species, a collective species of frogs. It's the Latin word for it, and hence the name Anura. And we renamed and rebranded the property in 2001 when we launched our very first wine.
And talking of the property, when did you first become involved in the wine business?
It's a long story, and I don't want to bore you too much about it, but generally what happened in 1989, Jenny and I took the bold step that we wanted to raise our kids in a farming environment, and we wanted to live out on a farm. And because we were both very much into drinking of wine and consumption of wine, we went out into the winelands and started looking for a property. We saw this great property, but very rundown, needed a lot of work, but we fell in love with it. It was situated between Paarl and Stellenbosch, and it had just everything that could possibly work to rebuild this property into one of the top wine estates. So in 1989 we took the bold step and purchased the property, and over the following 5 years we replanted the entire estate with new material, well, that's really how the story went on.
When did you produce your first commercial bottle, and where did you sell it?
Well, the first bottle came off in 2001, and we just did 3 reds. It was a Cabernet, a Shiraz, and a Merlot. And the first cab we released went on to win a double gold Veritas back at home, which is really a prestigious award. We went to win an award in Switzerland, and it was amazing for us country bumpkins to make wine of this high caliber. We couldn't imagine what all the fuss was in trying to make top wines. So it was an easy exercise in the beginning, but believe me, we soon realized that it had a lot to do with terroir, climate, and we still strive to make a wine of that caliber. But we believe we're doing pretty good.
Simon, you are doing exceptionally well, as we know, and your wine is now on sale in how many countries?
Well, we are 11 in total. We first concentrated on getting the wine into Europe in a big way. Our major markets there are very much Sweden and the Netherlands, and more so the Netherlands because I have a personal ambition, because of my Dutch heritage, to grow the brand there in a big way. Besides those two countries, we're in Denmark, we're in Germany, Belgium, and the other big market is the United States. And we have now recently appointed distribution in Korea, and Thailand is where we go from now. And in the next 3 years we will concentrate in a big way to promote Anura and introduce the wines into the Asian market.
I mean, at the tasting tonight here in Pattaya, you have 10 wines. What are they?
Well, the very first wine is a Sauvignon Blanc, which is very much a traditional Sauvignon Blanc, very sort of French orientated, very much like the typical Sancerre. Then we have a Chenin Blanc, which is a typically South African grape. It was the bulk of our production many years ago and was regarded as our bulk wine, low entry wine. But with a lot of work and effort, we have come up with a different style of winemaking, to the extent that the wine won a coveted trophy 2 years ago in South Africa. The other wine that we have there is the Chardonnay, which is a wooded. We do have an unwooded Chardonnay there as well. And then we have numerous reds. The first red in order of tasting would have been the Legato, which is a Bordeaux blend. It's a Cab Merlot. We have a Malbec. We have a Pinotage, being typically a South African grape. We're very proud of it. Then we have a Cabernet, we have a Merlot, and we have a Syrah Mourvèdre. And I think that more or less covers it.
Tommy, looking at your plans for the future, I believe them to be very exciting. You extend from wine into property development?
Yeah, you know, we believe that what we're trying to do back home is lifestyle, and you know, it just doesn't end with wine. We produce cheese, we produce white mold cheese, Camembert and Brie. We do a range of food products. We do various olive oils in a small quantity, and we've moved now to a property development with a hotel element as well, because wherever we travel in the world, we get people asking the same question: can we come and stay on the estate? And I think that's just a natural progression of where we want to be, so that people can come to the estate and enjoy, as we call it, the Anura experience.
Started with wine. Let's end on wine and ask the future of wine in South Africa.
I believe it's very positive. We all talk about new and old world. I think South African wine producers are producing a wine quite distinctive, of, I would believe, a combination of new and old. And I think that is becoming quite apparent. I think South African wines over-deliver on quality with regards to price point. And I think the consumer out there can be rest assured that he need not be afraid to try a South African wine. I think he will be pleasantly surprised, and really, once he's uncorked the bottle, he would be hooked for life. He would really enjoy the product and go back.
Tom, thank you very much indeed. Thank you for your launch here in Thailand, and here's to the success of Anura in Southeast Asia.
Thank you very much.